Good morning, everyone. It's going on 11 o'clock in the morning and I am dressed. I've been working for a while and haven't really had much of a chance to update anything since I was on the phone with my husband for the last few hours, so I couldn't really do much. But did want to say that in case I already did not say it, I have completed Everlasting Nora. I did that yesterday. Gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and then I also read the entirety of Haikyuu Volume 1, which I also gave 5 out of 5 stars too. Both of these will have a little bit more in-depth ideas about them and thoughts in my Wheel of D20 vlog. They both were counting for the Wheel of D20, but also Everlasting Nora was completing 2 prompts for Witch-a-thon, which were my herbalism and gardening skills, and then Haikyuu was counting for my two prompts for my witch prompts, which were to read a book that was not in a format I read often and a book that was recommended to me. Everlasting Nora, the prompts for herbalism were to read a book that had nature on the cover, and gardening was a book that was recommended. Wheel of D20, Everlasting Nora was counting for a prompt for a viewer recommendation, and Haikyuu was fulfilling the mom pick, so those are both done. And Haikyuu also was fulfilling my first role for Desertathon, which was to read a book with orange on the cover. So before we go further, I am going to go ahead and do my second role, which I'm very excited for because I've been like chomping at the bit to do this all day, and now I finally get to do it. So let's see what we end up doing. Okay, so the last time we rolled, we were on spot number 5, which was what we got our first prompt for. So got my D20 here. Let's see how many spaces we end up going this time. 7 spaces. Okay, not too bad. So we're gonna go up to space 12, I think, but let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spot number 12, which is a yellow. This is not for my team, but this is okay. We'll see what we end up getting. Okay, so the card for spot 12, the yellow prompt, is to read a 5-star prediction. Okay, so this one's gonna be a little interesting because the next book I'm reading is not necessarily like, I don't know whether or not it's gonna be a 5-star. I'm gonna hope it is because I think that the last book in this series did a lot better. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna enjoy this. And honestly, every book in this series I predict's gonna be like a 5-star, that I'm gonna love it. And sometimes it kind of falls flat. So I guess that this kind of counts. And it's also yellow, which also is really cool. But it's gonna be The Fires of Heaven by Robert Jordan. I am very hopeful for this. It is something I am hoping is going to be a 5-star. Whether I would predict it or not is not necessarily like 100% the case, but I think that I'm at least going to massively enjoy this, even if it's not a 5-star. But I feel like that with the way that the story's gone so far and the last couple of books have gone, it definitely is a possibility for it to be a 5-star. So it's like I predicted, but I don't at the same time. So here we go. This is what we're gonna do for my second roll for Desertathon. I hope I can get a few more rolls in by the end of the month. I would like to be able to complete the board at least once, but with these low-ass rolls that we're getting, I'm not sure if that's necessarily gonna work, but we'll see. So anyway, this is book 5 in the Wheel of Time series. If you're not familiar, I have been doing a reading series reading the entire Wheel of Time series, basically. This was supposed to be what I was going to read in April, but I did not end up getting to it, and so I carried it over into May. Going to be going to my parents' house tonight because Robert wants to take Oscar over to his dad's house, and I would like to go see Kaya since she is still recuperating, and I don't want Oscar to necessarily be there because he's going to be a little too much for her still. So he's going to take Oscar to his dad's house, and he's gonna drop me off at my parents' house, and we're gonna hang out for a little while. Also though, today before we do that, we're gonna build this shelf that I have over here. I basically got this shelf here over the weekend because I'd like to place it over here in this empty space under my clock. Basically what I want to do is I want to, first of all, hang up at least that poster over there. This one right here, this picture frame, I have tried to hang up and it does not want to stay up. That was a gift for my sister for Christmas, and you can kind of see that it's damaged a little bit of the the trim, I guess, down there because it's fallen over so many times, and I do think the frame is actually broken, so I need to replace that. But I want to hang up that other poster right there, which is a gift that my mom gave for me from when Robert and I got married. But this is basically like a 6 cube of the shelves that like I have upstairs in my library. And it's basically so that I can pick up all of this garbage that's sitting here, like all my stuff, and then I've got way more stuff like on that desk that needs to be taken care of. So I'm basically trying to organize my life. And then there's another table tray over here you can kind of see that's got some like decorative stuff that I would like to place on it as well. Mostly so I can get those table trays out of the way, because honestly, they're just a bit of a nuisance. And this one back here, like honestly, it's annoying to see every time I'm like on a camera. You know, I just want to clean all this up and make it look a little bit nicer. And also it can help to dampen the sound a little bit in here because it's still very echoey and has been for a while. I had a carpet in here when Oscar first was brought home, but he peed on it a couple of times, and then we actually ended up deciding to put that in the living room because it actually fit better in there, and it just ended up working out better to have it out there than in here. Yeah, I basically feel like that today's gonna be a little crazy, so I don't know how much I'm gonna get through the Fires of Heaven today. The book is, not including the glossary, which I don't ever go through since I don't need to, is 888 pages. So I think I can get this done by the end of the week, and then I would like to get through at least one more book. I think the idea is that this week, other than getting Everlasting Nora and Haikyuu done, it was gonna be the Fires of Heaven, the Book of Magic, and also then getting through maybe the Sword of Destiny. So whether or not that's possible, we'll see. But I would like to be able to get through 5 books this week if we possibly can, which is gonna be a feat because this one is chunky. Sword of Destiny is a little chunky, not too bad, but it's like a 200, almost 300 pages, and it is a fantasy again, so it might take me a little time. And I'm also trying to, you know, be able to edit videos and stuff. Like tonight, I want to edit my May TBR video, and so I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to do that. It's probably going to be a late night for me, and I may end up taking my laptop with me to my parents' house just because if I'm going to be there and hang out, I would like to maybe be able to do a little bit of work if I can, especially since I will basically be having to wait on my husband to tell me, hey, we're gonna head back home, I'm gonna come pick you up kind of thing. So I think that's what I'll do is I'll take my book and my laptop with me so I can do a little bit of work while I'm there, and go hang out with my parents and go see Kaya, because I miss my girl. And I've been wanting to see her since she got out of the hospital, and now especially that she's able to move around a little bit more, I'm sure she would be really happy to see me, so that'll be fun. But also on my lunch break, I'm going to be playing a little Animal Crossing with my sister because I haven't been able to play in a while, and she's been really wanting me to play with her, so we're going to do that this afternoon. But for right now, I need to go quickly start the beginning of my June TBR by doing my Wheel of D20 spin for that, because now I've completed my Wheel of D20 for May, so I can officially do the one I need to for June, which is going to be interesting. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that, and I will check in with you guys later when I've made some progress in the Fires of Heaven. So it's going on 7:30 in the evening on Monday? Tuesday? What day is it? I don't remember now. Tuesday. Wow. I seriously thought it was still Monday. Okay, well, yeah, so yesterday we ended up actually taking Oscar over to Robert's dad's house. I actually ended up going over to my parents' house though, because I wanted to see Kaya since she had surgery last week, and I am very happy to say she is doing wonderfully. She's moving around so much more. She's able now to head down the stairs from the garage to go outside. So she's doing so much better. She's not 100% yet. She still, you know, has trouble with getting comfortable, and she mostly lays down, which she would normally do anyway, but she is feeling so much better. So thank you to everybody that's been sending well wishes. She's doing great. And before we left, I actually got that shelf mostly put together, and when we got back home, I ended up finishing it up and getting stuff put on it. So I'll show you guys kind of how the office looks now. So first and foremost, that table tray is no longer here. So there's so much more space for me to move around back here, which is super nice. And then we've got the shelf. It's just a little 6-cube shelf. It's nothing fancy, but I basically put my tarot and oracle cards kind of all here together so that they were at least, you know, shelved, put away, and they have, you know, a place to be off the ground. And then I have my journals and all my stuff that I use on a regular basis over here. And I like the idea that it's kind of set away so that it encourages me to stand up and move around and stuff. And then I've just got some little decorative stuff that I've, you know, had over the years, candle stuff, all that. And then basically I've got all my shoes over here. This table tray I would like to get rid of also, but it's currently just holding some stuff that I need to figure out a place for. But basically I moved a lot of the stuff that was over here on this desk, kind of crowding the printer and the internet little box thing here, the modem, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. I basically got rid of a lot of the trash that was sitting around here and also sitting on the back of the table here. So thankfully now this whole space is open. It's a lot more cleaner. My desk by itself is a lot cleaner now. Like I have way less trash and garbage up here. A couple little small things that I do like to keep on hand. And then there's like a password for something for my husband that needs to stay there. So yeah, that's pretty much how it looks now. It's not too different. I did get that one wall hanging up, which I think I've shown you guys before, but this was something my mom had made for Robert and I for when we got married. So yeah, that's kind of what everything looks like. So this is the office now. I would like to maybe get a rug in here or something just to kind of fill in this space and help again with the sound dampening, but it does actually work a lot nicer now in here to have that basically house a lot of stuff that I needed a place for that needed to be not in my immediate vicinity. So now in terms of reading stuff, when it comes to that, I have started The Fires of Heaven. I'm like just over 80 pages in right now. I'm a little behind on my reading schedule. I was supposed to basically get to page 456 today, but that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna continue working on it though, because I'm gonna alternate between reading and work sprints. I have a video I need to edit, but it is a very short one, so really won't take me too long. And then after this first work sprint, I'm gonna head back into the living room and read some of The Fires of Heaven, which so far it's going okay. A lot of it is kind of re-explaining some things that have happened, specifically in the last book, The Shadow Rising. There's been a little bit of repetition in terms of like reminders, but for the most part, there's not really a lot of plot that's been developed. There's just kind of been like a here's where everybody is now after the events of the last book kind of thing. That's kind of been what the first few chapters has been. And in the prologue, we got a little bit of an inkling of some possible kind of conflict that will be coming up in terms of groups of people that are obviously going to go after Rand, because what's new? He's our main guy. He's the one everyone's looking for, everyone wants to take down. So you're always going to have at least one person. It's one of those things where like, this is definitely a series where like the bad guys are like a hydra. If you know what a hydra is in Greek mythology, it's a multi-headed animal. And when you cut one head off of it, at least one more pops up back in its place. That's kind of the situation we have here in the Wheel of Time series, is that even if you knock down the Dark One a peg or two and you knock off some of his cronies, there's just like 10 more that pop up in their place that scheme and try to take him down. So yeah, it's been a pretty good day. I was feeling a little sluggish there though right before I started dinner, and then I got dinner going and ate, and now I'm kind of feeling better, getting back to feeling like I want to do some work. So I'm going to get some work done, and we're going to do our first roll. I did move my dice over to the shelf as well. So let's go ahead and do our first work sprint roll. I got my D12 here. So let's see what this first work sprint is going to be. Oh, okay. So it's going to be technically a long one, but I'm not going to really need all this time to do that video. So I think what I'll do is when I get the video done, because this is going to be 50 minutes worth of work on it, I'll get the video done, get the thumbnail made, and then probably in that time too, get the video uploading and kind of just figure out something to do from there. Hey guys, so it's 2:35 in the afternoon on Thursday. I know I haven't really talked much really so far in this vlog, but that's because I've honestly been like kind of behind with my reading, and I just haven't really had much to say because I've just been working on The Fires of Heaven. I am currently on page 332. I've done a lot of reading of this over the last couple of days, but I am still behind because I'm supposed to finish this today. It's not gonna happen. Basically gonna take it into the weekend, but I will be starting no matter what today, the Book of Magic. I gotta get through the first 51 pages of that today. And then for The Fires of Heaven, I'm, like I said, on page 332. I'm gonna try to get to page 400 today, which with the way this is gonna be with a chapter I'll be in the middle of, it's gonna be more like 411, which is fine, it works. That'll be enough for me because I've already, like I said, listened to a lot of this today and last night. Hey guys, so it's 4:45 in the afternoon on Friday. Happy Friday. I'm putting my socks on right now because here when I get done with work and once Robert gets home, I'm heading out to the mall because Sunday is Mother's Day and I need to get a gift for my grandmother because I didn't think I was going to be able to see her at all for Mother's Day. And turns out she's going over to my parents on Sunday for dinner. I'm basically just going to go to Bath & Body Works and grab her, I think, some shower gel and a lotion. And then I'm gonna also run over to the bookstore because I want to get her a book that I really think she's gonna like. I wanna get her a Tessa Dare book because I know she really likes the more romance stuff, and I know she really, really likes like the Highlander kind of stuff. And I know Tessa Dare has When a Scot Ties the Knot, which is technically the third book in a set of standalones in the Castles Ever After series. So I think I'm gonna maybe not get her When a Scot Ties the Knot, but I might at least get her the first book in that series, which I think is Romancing the Dew. And I think my husband just got home, so I gotta get going, but I will see you guys later when I return. Hey guys, so I am out of the mall currently. I was gonna film while in the bookstore, but social anxiety, I hate having it. It sucks. But before I go, I will show you guys what I got. I did get one thing for me, and that was because the last time I was in there, I wasn't sure if I had this or not, and so I realized I didn't, so I grabbed it. But it is the Mighty Nine Origins Critical Role for Caleb Windegast. I have not even watched any of the D&D campaign for the Mighty Nine. I am still in Vox Machina, but I do have a copy of the Jester Lavore one, and this is the newest one that came out earlier this year. I think it came out like January is when this came out. And there's another one coming out, I think, this summer, which I'm just going to collect them no matter what because it's Critical Role and I want to support them and I just adore them. So that one's for me. That's the only one I got for me. And then I got a couple books for my grandma that are Tessa Dare. I did not find the one I was originally looking for, but I did find the first two in the Girl Meets Duke series, which I think she will like. I have the Duchess Steel and the Governess Game. These are both standalones technically in the same series. Like, they're just kind of like companion novels. From what I understand, Tessa Dare very much kind of does that. Most romance authors I know of do that in some capacity where they have companion series. But I thought these would be great. I also did, like I said, go to Bath & Body Works and grab my grandmother and
excuse me, my mother-in-law a couple of things, but I have one more thing, but I don't know if Megan's going to be watching this, and if so, I don't want to spoil the surprise, because this is something for her birthday. I got her something early for her birthday, which is not until the end of June, but I saw it in the used section, and I had to get it. I hope she's not watching this. Megan, if you're watching this, go away. Skip to the next part. You're not allowed to see this, but... So, my friend Megan, just to give you guys a heads up, is a huge musical person. She loves musicals, and one of her favorite ones is Wicked. And I saw this in the used section, and I could not resist getting it because, for one, it was at a discounted price because it was used. And two, it is involving the series of Wicked with the Wizard of Oz and everything. But the basically story of Wicked was written by Gregory Maguire, which I believe was then adapted into the musical. And I found this book called Son of a Witch, which is basically written 10 years after the publication of Wicked. And it's basically like a sequel, but also not. Like, what it seems like is that it's another kind of companion story, but within the world of Oz, but it's not a direct sequel to Wicked. So it says, 10 years after the publication of Wicked, beloved novelist Gregory Maguire returns at last to the land of Oz. There he introduces us to Lear, an adolescent boy last seen hiding in the shadows of the castle after Dorothy did in The Witch. Bruised, comatose, and left for dead in a gully, Lear is shattered in spirit as well as in form. But he is tended to at the cloister of St. Glinda by the silent novice called Candle, who wills him back to life with her musical gifts. What dark force left Lear in this condition? Is he really Elphaba's son? What? Okay. He has her broom and her cape, but what of her powers? Can he find his supposed half-sister Nor, last seen in the forbidding prison South Stairs? Can he fulfill the last wishes of a dying princess? In an Oz that, since the wizard's departure, is under new and dangerous management, can Lear keep his head down long enough to grow up? I don't know if this is a sequel. This might be part of a series. I don't know, because I saw another book that was called Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, but it didn't look like it was a part of Oz. It looked like it was a Cinderella retelling of some kind, but are these companions? I have no idea. I honestly have no clue whether or not this is supposed to be like a direct sequel to Wicked or like what, but I don't know. I saw it. I knew it was the same author that did Wicked. I had to get it for her because it's one of her favorite musicals. We both have Wicked, and I thought that this would be great to start off looking for birthday presents for her. But I do have more presents in mind for her. That's not the only thing I'm going to get her for her birthday, but I'm going to wait to get them until a little bit closer to the day because, like I said, it's not until the end of June, which is almost a month and a half away at this point. I just saw that, and I had to get it because I knew that I would not find it again if I didn't, especially at that price. So there's that. Megan, I hope that you skipped to the end of this clip, but I'm going to head home now. I also did manage to get myself a bubble tea. I am trying to limit the amount that I spend in terms of like getting bubble tea and getting Starbucks, and for the last like couple weeks, I haven't done either. Like last weekend when I went out to get groceries and stuff, I did not get a bubble tea or a Starbucks, which I was really proud of myself for. But today, I decided I deserved it. I had a really good week with work, and yeah, of course I decided today to film in my car when it's a Friday night and people are walking around this goddamn parking lot. Of course I do. Anyway, I'm going to head home, and I am going to, I think, try tonight to read more of The Fires of Heaven and also try to read more of the Book of Magic because I only got like 15 pages into that last night. So I'm like really behind on my reading schedule, but other than Mother's Day dinner on Sunday night, I don't have any plans for this weekend. I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. Kind of did what I wanted to do tonight. So I'm going to take Saturday and just not do anything, basically just read and then do my reading sprints on Saturday night. And then Sunday, pretty much spend the whole day just lounging around, not doing much, and go to Mother's Day dinner at my mom and dad's. We're not going to be spending time with Robert's family because his parents are actually, unfortunately, a little sick. They just have like really bad colds. It's not COVID or anything, don't worry, but they're not feeling well, and they think that it's going to last through till Mother's Day, and they just don't want to get any of us sick. So we're going to probably just drop the stuff off at their house and just kind of like dash kind of thing, like drop off and dash. I don't know though whether or not we're going to be able to bring Oscar because unfortunately Kaya's still a little unwell. Like she's doing better. She's actually like up and moving around a lot more. She's definitely like able to get up on the couch all on her own like she used to, and she's able to go outside like she used to, but she's still not 100%, so I'm a little hesitant to bring Oscar, but I don't know. I guess I'll leave that up to my mom whether or not she thinks it's going to be best. Talk to my husband about it. We'll figure it out. But anyway, I'm gonna head home. I will talk to you guys later.
Hey guys, so it's just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. It is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day. This shirt is really bothering me because it's supposed to be an off-the-shoulder thing, but I can't really do that very much without the sleeves going up, so it's very annoying. But I just finished filming our Battle of the Bookish announcement video, and I was supposed to go to my parents' house today for Mother's Day, but my sister texted me earlier today saying that my mom wasn't feeling very well. Turns out she has COVID, which is great. And also Robert's parents have COVID, which sucks. So we're not doing anything for Mother's Day like we originally had planned. And it kind of sucks because I just was really looking forward to it. But I did go at least drop off my presents for my grandmother and my mom. And then Robert was going to go drop off presents for his mom later today, but she said that she doesn't even want him to come drop stuff off because she's too worried about him getting him sick. So we're gonna have to figure out a time to go drop stuff off for her another day. But yeah, it's kind of a sucky way to have Mother's Day, unfortunately, but my mom is doing okay. She just got tested basically like in the last like half hour, so it's only been like just recently I found out she had COVID, and I did, like I said, go drop stuff off for her, but I was not in contact with her, so I think that Robert and I are fine, we're safe. Neither of us have really any symptoms, and everybody's vaccinated and stuff, so it's like I think that I should be fine, but I will not be surprised if nonetheless I still get COVID. Just because it's bound to happen at some point, I feel like, at this point. I just hope that when I do get it, it's a much milder case than what most people have. So anyway, I hope that you guys ended up having a good Mother's Day. I think regardless, I'm going to still have a pretty good evening. I'm going to be participating in Princess's Sprints and stuff today, but I did want to end this vlog here because I don't really have much else going on in terms of today. I don't think that really there's anything I can share with you guys in terms that's new, other than obviously what's been going on with my family. But I did get to over 500 pages. I think I got to page 553 of The Fires of Heaven. So I'm like just over 300 pages left till the end. I'm gonna take some time to focus on that today. And I also got to page 52 of the Book of Magic, and the Book of Magic is like honestly much sadder than I thought it was gonna be, because like the whole first chapter is basically learning that one of the aunts is dying, and it's in the synopsis, so this is not like a spoiler or anything, but the book like starts off where one of the aunts is dying, and like she's basically has 7 days to live, and so in those 7 days she basically does a lot of stuff to like, you know, tie up loose ends, make peace with some stuff, and then like I don't know, just it's really, really sad. And it still irritates me though reading this because of the fact of how Practical Magic went. I just honestly feel like that this book does not 100% hit with what the movie basically was made out to be, which is very upsetting because I think that the movie basically made the book of Practical Magic so much better, and the book was honestly not that great, and I was really disappointed with it. So I'm trying to keep an open mind with this one because this is supposed to basically be a lot about, as far as I'm aware, really breaking the curse of the, you know, on the Owens family, which in the movie was already taken care of, but in the books it's not even really mentioned all that much. Like there's a couple instances where it's brought up with like the men that the girls are, you know, involved with. This book in particular is supposed to be, I think, Sally, Jilly, Kylie, Antonia, and I think even Franny trying to figure out how to break the curse in its entirety, which you don't see at all in Practical Magic the book. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go, because especially with how the movie had panned out, it's very different in terms of like what even happened to Jillian with Jimmy and everything. So I'm just really curious to see how the whole thing's gonna pan out, since it seems that like the movie took on a whole different life than what the book originally had put out. So I don't know, I'm trying to keep my hopes up, but I'm also kind of just still reeling from the sheer disappointment I felt with reading Practical Magic the book. So Anyway, that's all I can really say for today. I think that, like I said, going into next week, it's going to be finishing those up and hopefully getting through some more stuff. I am very behind on my reading schedule, but I'm trying to take it as best I can just because I'm not trying to like overwhelm myself. I am a little sad though because the books I got from the library last week, I think I'm going to have to take back just because I'm not going to be able to get to any of them before next Saturday when they're due. So that's kind of sad. But at the same time, I've got plenty of books for my AAPI reads that I can pick from. It's really not that big of a deal that I can't get to these library books. It's just I wish I could because there's some ones in there that I was really, really looking forward to. But c'est la vie, it happens. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you'd like to be and would like to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that button down below and subscribe to become an ally in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys.